It was called the Grindhouse.
In the big cities, it was the old dilapidated theaters that showed the exploitation movies, the women in prison movies, the horror films, the blaxploitation movies, all the wild stuff. But there was just something salacious about them that just really spoke to me as a kid. I knew I was gonna see stuff I wouldn't see in a Hollywood movie.
Until now. 30 years later, exploitation goes mainstream as Uber directors Quentin and Robert unleash their double feature onto Hollywood with the help of a huge cast.
Robert and Quentin hosted these grindhouse nights at Quentin's home, and they sort of gave us a crash course in grindhouse cinema.
What did you actually make of them? I mean, really?
They were pretty crazy 70s exploitation films,
Like
man.
cheap.
You know, as you're watching these horrible movies, you actually go, you know what, it's not so bad. It's actually a good film. If you take away all the bad budget, it's actually based on a good story.
I made you something.
I wanted to recreate that experience for the whole world. Really, to pretend like everybody's in his living room watching this.
So we're trying to bring that back into take the grindhouse aesthetic that was involved with showmanship and hoopla, and drag that kicking and screaming into the multiplexes.
First on the bill is Robert's zombie romp, Planet Terror, followed by Tarantino's take on the slasher flick, Death Proof.
The two movies juxtaposing each other, they're like the two great classic horror films. One's a like gory, sensational, like not so feasibly possible kind of version. And then you have Quentin, which is the Death Proof, which is the one that could really happen.
I'm afraid you're gonna have to start getting scared immediately.
This is kind of putting it out there and making people aware of these great little movies that existed at one time, and I wish there was more of an opportunity to see them.
And there will be, if the directors have their way.
We hope to actually keep doing this for a long time, because there's all these subgenres that we like, and this gives us like a kind of a license to explore them all. Now, not that like we wouldn't do that anyway.